acts for you as well. And on top of that, we've got our huge display of regular performers. They're getting bigger and better each year. On top of that, we've also got some significant new aircraft that are going to be displaying here at this year's show. We'll be talking a bit more about that a bit later on. But first, I'd like to welcome to the microphone Auntie Lindy Lawler, our local Indigenous elder, to perform the Welcome to Country.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to pay my respect to my elders, past and present, and also to acknowledge the traditional and custodian of this land on which we have gathered here today. I'm very honoured to be here today, especially when Mark and Kerry invite me here. It's always a pleasure to be here, and especially here at House. I also like to hope that House's friends that are all here today as well, especially Bob Delahanty and all the crew that are here, because they're like a family to me every time I come here. And all the ones that are here today, please, can you all respect one another and always listen to each other, listen to their voice, it's very important. And for the children that are here today, it's a big role for me as well to always respect them, because the new generation that are coming in, please listen to their voices, it's very powerful too. So please listen to them, and thank you for everybody being here. And the weather that's here, thank God, because I've sent out that positive vibe for all of you to have a wonderful day today. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Lindy. And I'd like to invite Councillor Mary Ann Saliba, the Mayor of Shellharbour, for a welcome to Shellharbour.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Lindy, for the welcome to country. And can I also pay my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present. Can I acknowledge Gareth Ward, the Parliamentary Secretary for the Illawarra and South Coast. And can I also acknowledge Stephen Jones, the member for Whitlam. And also our distinguished guest, Mark Linton. Welcome. Can I thank Mark and Kerry Bright and Bright Events for putting on Wings Over the Illawarra, and to all the volunteers. This event wouldn't be possible without them, so a big thank you to everybody. Hi to all of our locals, and welcome to our visitors from out of town. I hope that you get a lot of enjoyment out of the next 2 days, because I know I certainly will, and I just hope that we get to see some great planes flying and some acrobatics. Enjoy your time in Shellharbour City, and by all means come back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to invite to the microphone the Chief Executive Officer of Bright Events, Mrs. Kerry Bright.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I'd like to say good morning to Gareth and our other distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Wings Over Illawarra 2018. For our out-of-town guests, I would like to welcome you to the beautiful Illawarra, and in particular to the Shellharbour region, and I really hope that while you're here you take advantage of all that our region has to offer. We have beautiful restaurants, beaches, pools, the gorgeous escarpment behind us, and so many activities that you can join in on. Make the most of the Illawarra while you are here. We really want to share all of that beauty and fun with you. I'd like to thank our strategic sponsors, the Government of New South Wales and Destination New South Wales, our major sponsor, Viva Energy, who have supplied all the fuel for the display aircraft today, our partners, JetGo Australia, McDonald's Illawarra Stores and Pipe Wolf Media, our media partners, Wave FM, Power FM and the Illawarra Mercury, our supporting sponsors, Illawarra Production Services, South Coast Party Hire, Splashdown Event Services, and Cradles, Cribs and Kids Dapto. I would also like to thank all of the work of our amazing group of volunteers. We certainly could not put this show on without you. I'd now like to call on Gareth Ward to officially open Wings Over Illawarra 2018.
Well, thank you very much, Kerry. Can I also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land and thank them for their custodianship of country, because under this concrete it is, was and always will be Aboriginal land. And can I thank most sincerely Auntie Lindy for her wonderful welcome to country, as she always does. Can I, of course, acknowledge my colleagues, the member for Whitlam, Stephen Jones, the Mayor of the City of Shellharbour, Marianne Saliba. Can I also acknowledge the Deputy Mayor of the City of Shoalhaven, who I know is in the crowd today, Trish White, as well as her husband Gary. Can I also acknowledge the Chief of the Defence Force, Mr Binskins. Thank you, sir, for being here today with so many of your personnel and supporting this air show, along with so many of the cadets that I see around here as well today. But of course, to Mark and Kerry Bright, what two cracking individuals. This show would not be possible if it wasn't without their enthusiasm, their drive. Friends, they've suffered floods, storms, winds. We're just waiting for the plague of locusts to stop this event, but they've pushed right through it and they've done incredibly well, and we should certainly pay a special tribute to them. But as was mentioned also, the volunteers. Thank you to Michael Howard, to Bob Delahunty and all the Haas team, all the people from the RFS that I see out and about today, as well as all of the volunteers associated with this event. We are so proud to host the largest air show in Australia here in the Illawarra, and by far the best. It is an outstanding event which brings thousands and thousands of people to our region. Indeed, last year we saw around 5,000 visitor nights and around $1.6 million come back to our economy as a result of this event. And indeed, over the last 12 months, our regional economy has grown by 15%. It's worth $2.1 billion regional tourism to this region alone. But for our region, flight is also important. It was from 7 Mile Beach where Charles Kingsford Smith first took off for that first commercial flight to New Zealand. And indeed, in the north of Illawarra, it was, of course, Lawrence Hargrave who developed the thicker leading edge on aerofoils, the box kite to develop lift and drag ratios for gliders, and indeed the rotary engine, which meant that the Wright brothers wouldn't have got off the ground without that invention. So the Illawarra is very much the home of flight and so many critical inventions. And I hope, if the federal government's listening, that when you name the second airport, you call it the Lawrence Hargrave Airport after a great aviator from this region. Thank you all to those that have come here today from outside of the region, to those who live here and love it. We know why we live here. It's days that we have like this every day. Great weather, great people, great events, and congratulations to all of the people that have organised this particular event, Wings Over the Illawarra. It's with those words, it's my great pleasure on behalf of the New South Wales Government, which is one of the sponsors of this event, to declare the 2018 Wings Over the Illawarra officially open.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please be outstanding for the singing of our national anthem to be performed to us today by 8-year-old Lily Hobson. Isn't that fantastic? Ladies and gentlemen, as the Royal Australian Air Force roulettes fly overhead, your commentators for 2018 are Peter Anderson, Grant McCarran and Tony Mauclair. Ando, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll hand over now to Dan Armstrong, Roulette 7, to describe the RAAF Roulette's aerobatic team.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Flight Lieutenant Daniel Armstrong, Roulette 7 of the Royal Australian Air Force Formation Aerobatic Team, the Roulettes. At the moment, you can see them coming around for a steep turn, pulling about 4G turn, being led out the front by Squadron Leader Jay Tuffley, who is Roulette 1, the Roulette Leader. Today you're going to be seeing the High Show, which is our most dynamic show because we've got a nice big area to do it in. And it's the most exciting show we put on. And it's also one of the last PC9 shows you'll see at Wings over Illawarra. Today we're seeing the team out in a number of formations. Currently they're in wedge formation. And each formation is named after the shape it resembles. To fly today's display, the pilots aren't using any special autopilots or computers. It's all hand-eye coordination and looking at the aircraft in front to get the cues off that to fly that precise formation position. You see now they're pulling in for a loop in wedge formation. They'll come for a fly pass from the left. Again in the loop, the pilots are pulling about 4G. Throughout the display, they'll be getting up to speeds of 550 kilometres an hour and flying at 250 feet above the ground. As I said before, out the front is Squadron Leader Jay Tuffley. He's roulette 1. He's got over 4,500 military flying hours. He joined the Air Force in 2003 and was a former P3 Maritime Patrol pilot. And the smoke you see coming out the aircraft is actually, there's nothing wrong with the aircraft. We put it through on purpose. It's a diesel and baby oil mix which we spray into the exhaust. As you see they're narrowing to the right, positioning into swift formation. Now to combat those Gs that they're experiencing during the display, they actually wear a special G suit, which is another pair of pants you wear over the top of the flight suit. And when you pull G, it pumps air into your legs and your stomach, which keeps the blood in your chest and head so you can maintain consciousness. You see now they're out to the right in swift formation, coming past for the Leaders Benefit Fly Pass, where roulettes 2 through 6 will fly directly behind the line of stern. Actually, line of breast behind roulette 1. Now, all the roulette pilots are select pilots from the Air Force's Central Flying School, located in RAF Base East Sale, down in Victoria. They've all got over 3,000 flying hours and are highly experienced military flying instructors. During the week, their day job is to teach other military pilots how to become instructors themselves, and then we come out on the weekend and put on shows like this. Now out to the left, you'll see the roulettes in 6-pack formation, which resembles a familiar esky item on a hot day like today. This is my dad's favourite formation. Now the planes they're flying out there today are the Swiss-designed, Australian-built Pilatus PC-9A turboprop aircraft. So they're the main training aircraft for the Royal Australian Air Force and the Navy. And this is the plane that the student pilots gain their wings on to become pilots in the Air Force and Navy. It's got about a 950 horsepower engine, which means it can get up to speeds of 600 kilometres an hour and fly as high as 25,000 feet. But as I said before, today, during the display, they'll be down at 250 feet and up at 600 kilometres an hour. Now get your cameras ready, folks, for the twin break, where all the aircraft will cross into each other in front of the crowd. Let's listen in. Now, if you look out to your left and right, you'll see roulettes 5 and 6, the synchro pair positioning for their synchro display. Now they're pulling up into half lazy 8s before they'll come past at each other with a clip of over 1,000 kilometres an hour. And they're going to miss each other by about 50 feet. On the left is Flight Lieutenant Des Hales, he's roulette number 5 and he's also the deputy lead. This manoeuvre you're seeing here is the roulette wheel. This is where we got our name from because it resembles the roulette table's whirling and ball. Now there's no illusion there, folks, they are missing each other by mere metres in this display. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our synchro pair, Flight Lieutenants Des Hales and Alistair Berringham. Now approach from behind, keep the show going. Our roulettes 1 through 4, coming overhead for the box formation barrel roll. During the display, roulette 1 will call out specific commands to the pilots to let them know what's coming up for the rest of the manoeuvre. And the inside of the PC-9 cockpit, it's a little bit different to your airline cockpit. It's very utilitarian. The pilots are sitting on ejection seats, which aren't the comfiest things, but they do a very good job when they need to work. They're also wearing their G-suits, red flying helmets and Secumars, which are a life jacket worn on the chest. Can you imagine wearing this on a nice hot day? It does get very sweaty in there, but that's what we pay them for, and they do a great job as they come past for a fly past in box formation. Now for you Top Gun fans of the audience, look out to the right, you'll see roulettes 5 and 6 coming in for the mirror formation, foreign relations maneuver. Now there's no illusion there, folks, they are flying 3 metres apart from each other with roulette 5 inverted. Roulette 6 for this season is Flight Lieutenant Alistair Berryman. He's a former 707 pilot. He's been an instructor on the CT4 and PC-9 aircraft for a number of years now. Now out to your right, you have roulettes 1 through 4 coming in for the snake loop. We'll lift it in when they pull in for the loop. I'd expect a 4G pull up from each aircraft and they'll follow each other around. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our next manoeuvre is for all the romantics out there in the crowd. It's the roulette heart. Roulettes 5 and 6 are going to approach from behind the crowd and pull up for the heart. Today it's dedicated to all the family and friends of deployed personnel on operation around the world. It's quite a difficult manoeuvre for roulette 6 to fly as he's looking directly over his shoulder to maintain that line abreast position as he pulls up. All right, as the synchro pair departs, we've got roulettes 1 through 4, the box formation coming in again, this time for the daring corkscrew manoeuvre. You're going to see roulette 4 performing barrel rolls behind the rest of the formation. And to make it a little bit more interesting, roulette 1's going to fly inverted as well. And roulette 4 this season is Flight Lieutenant Scott Tavazzi. He's a former C-130H model pilot. He's got over 4,000 flying hours, and this is his first season with roulette. So welcome to the team, Scott. Now the synchro pair is still going out there, so roulette 5 shortly going to come overhead for his solo display. This showcases the performance of the PC-9. He's going to point it straight up, do a vertical roll, and the aircraft will depart and get up to about 2,500 feet in this manoeuvre. And it's a 5G pull up here, so he's straining quite hard to maintain consciousness as he pulls up into the vertical. Now I went up for a practice the other day in this manoeuvre, and it's uncomfortable as it looks to fly. As he comes down, he's going to do a 6G descending turn. Oh, he's mixed it up a bit there. He did a vertical roll on the way down. All right, give him a round of applause as he comes past the crowd. Thank you, Flight Lieutenant Des Hales, roulette number 5. Now out to the left, you might be able to see through 1 through 6 coming up for the 5 loop. This loop is dedicated to the late squadron leader Phil Dunn, who was the first ever roulette leader way back in 1970. Yeah, so roulette 5 coming in to rejoin the formation, and this is one of the hottest rejoins we'll probably see out of the PC-9. Des has the power all the way up, so he's got it at maximum continuous power, and he's going to do a high G turn to manoeuvre back into the formation. And there he comes in around the bottom, and he'll join in on the left-hand side to complete the wedge. Now, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great backdrop on the roulette flying display. It's a beautiful place in Illawarra, and we're really glad that we could come up and give a display to everyone here. Now, the next manoeuvre you see is the rollback. So you'll see roulettes 2 and 3 simultaneously break away the formation. Now, roulettes 2 and 3 today are Flight Lieutenants Daniel Price and Owen Rose. Pricey and Rosie are both former King Air pilots, and they're also highly experienced qualified flying instructors. This is their second season in the team. Generally, a roulette pilot will spend about 18 months in the team during their tenure at CFS, and they'll move on to a different position. You'll see out there on the left, they're in the Vulcan formation. This is one of the more difficult formations to fly, as roulettes 5 and 6 are far out in the back of the formation, which makes it quite difficult to fly. Now, for all the boys and girls in the audience out there thinking of becoming a pilot, all the manoeuvres you've seen today are actually flown by our trainee pilots. The only difference is they don't do it in a 6 aircraft formation, and they do it a little bit higher, at about 3,000 feet. Now, watch as the pilots work very hard to maintain the Vulcan position in the barrel roll here. Now, the actual PC-9 is a great aircraft to fly. It's because it weighs about 2,300 kilograms, it's got a 950 horsepower engine. It really gets up and goes, and it's very, very manoeuvrable. As opposed to the bigger aircraft, which the pilots in there have flown, which are kind of like driving a truck down a creek. The PC-9 is like you're driving a sports car, and it's incredibly fun to fly and really great through aerobatics. Now, we've been in the PC-9 since 1988, and as I said before, we're coming up to the end of the PC in the Air Force. It's been a great training aircraft for the Australian Defence Force, and we are going to miss it, but we're also looking forward to the PC-21. The PC-21 is the shiny new training aircraft for the ADF. It's got a 1,600 horsepower engine. Weighs a little bit more, but goes about 350 knots, which is a bit faster than the PC-9s we've got here, and it can pull up to 8G as well. And boys and girls, we're getting near the end of our show here with our final manoeuvre coming up, which will be the Cascade. If you'd like to know any more about life as a pilot in the Air Force, you can get on defencejobs.gov.au, and there's a whole bunch of information there. If you're looking to sign up, you can also call 13 1901, which is what I did when I was about 19 years old, 7 years ago. As you can see by all the pilots in the team, your career as a RAF can really take you anywhere. I've been flown to Bulgaria, been all around Southeast Asia, been to Fiji. I was also lucky enough to get on a C-130 trip to America, which is very fun and very rewarding. Also, if you've got any photos today, feel free to share them on our Facebook page. Just look up for Air Force Roulettes on Facebook and throw your photos up there, and we love seeing them. Now, to help all the other formation members stay in position during the display, Squadron Leader Jay Tuffley, Roulette 1, flies all the aerobatics a little bit faster than you normally would if you're by yourself. So he goes at about 250 knots as opposed to 220 knots for a loop. This allows the rest of the formation to have a little bit more wiggle room.
Tony, the roulette's just clearing the runway again, and I think very soon we are going to have a spectacular arrival.
We won't say too much, but you'll certainly know about it when it arrives. And I was interested, obviously keeping an eye on the horizon is very important when you're doing loops, but you look at the framing of the canopy of a C9. Now, most, you look at the Hawk and it's got a windscreen. There's no kind of windscreen as such or framing with which the pilot is able to kind of keep the horizon in sight.
This is obviously part of the skills training that they pick up with the Air Force in their very early days. You've also got the cockpit combing, and what you do, you look at the cockpit combing and the instrument panel top, and you can actually pick a position where you can look down at the instrument and then see what the horizon is like. Because different pilots also sit in different positions, so they have a different view or a highline view of the horizon.
Takes a lot of situational awareness, as it's called, to you need to keep your wits about you, but it's one of the skills you pick up, obviously in the training of the Air Force.
And as they taxi past, give them a big wave. Rescue helicopter, which accompanies them on all of the displays, just made a hover taxi down from the northern end of the runway now. Throughout our displays here today, Tony, you'll see an aircraft taking off all the time, coming back in again. That's our skydive aircraft, and that will be operating all day. If anybody's interested in going